Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing good. Let's get started. All men should watch. Women don't care about what you do for them. They only want these five things. Stop thinking her silence means she's done. Stop assuming you failed. The gut wrenching quiet that follows intense connection, the sudden coldness after deep smiles, is often mistaken for apathy. It is frequently the opposite. Sometimes a woman ignores you not because she's over you, but because she's terrified she's falling too deeply. This is the Stoic truth. Intensity scares those who haven't mastered their own emotions. If you're wondering how someone who seemed deeply invested can suddenly retreat, you need to reframe the silence. It might not be indifference, it could be emotional overload. We are breaking down the core psychological realities behind this retreat and detailing the only response that maintains your strength, grace, and control. The five psychological reasons her silence signals intensity, not apathy. 1. Love triggers anxiety and fear of exposure. For many, deep feeling is not peace, it is vulnerability. If she wasn't expecting to fall for you, the sudden rush of emotion exposes her. She feels out of control, worried about inevitable hurt, and terrified of surrendering her independence. Her natural defense mechanism kicks in retreat. She steps back not to reject you, but to reestablish internal control. The Stoic response: do not panic, do not chase, respect the space she is carving out. Your steady, unbothered presence proves you are not a threat. When she feels safe enough to process those huge emotions internally, she will naturally return to your ground. 2. She is measuring your emotional strength. Women test men constantly, not always maliciously, but to measure capacity. When she pulls away, she is subconsciously asking, can he hold his frame when I am distant? Will he spiral into insecurity? Can he maintain his center when I create turbulence? Your reaction to her silence is a louder declaration than any sweet text. The Stoic man does not flinch. He doesn't flood her inbox or beg for reassurance. He stands firm in the quiet because he knows his self-worth is independent of her current mood. 3. Fear of dependency threatens her identity. Love means need. For women who highly value their independence, that feeling of needing your presence, your voice, or your stability is an identity threat. She pulls back to prove to herself, first and foremost, that she can stand alone. This is not a personal rejection. It's an identity defense. If you react with panic, you confirm her fear that you are someone she needs to survive. If you remain calm and supportive from a detached distance, she realizes she can trust your stability without sacrificing her autonomy. 4. You are too good to be true, past trauma, broken heart. If you show up consistently, genuinely kind and intentional, a woman with a history of being manipulated or betrayed hears an internal alarm. Don't fall too fast. It might not last. Her mind anticipates the loss before it happens. Her silence might be her preemptive self-defense against the pain of you eventually disappearing. The key is to continue being consistently grounded. Prove her fear wrong through your actions, not your words. Do not demand reassurance. Simply remain the rock. 5. The test: does he value me enough to fight for me? Not all silence is born from fear. Some is purely curiosity. She wants to see if you value her enough to remain engaged, or if you'll chase frantically like everyone else who failed the test before you. Here is the crucial paradox. If you chase, you confirm you are needy, and the dynamic flips. The Stoic response is to let her come. You remain self-respecting. The man who values himself never begs to be chosen. He sets a standard that invites pursuit. The unacceptable reaction: what you never do. It is vital to distinguish between her internal processing and emotional manipulation. While we must allow space for her overwhelming feelings, points 1 to 4, we cannot tolerate immature tactics. You never beg for attention or send double texts demanding a response. Infiltrate her social media presence to see if she's out. Let her silence break your internal sense of self-worth. Your power lies in your discipline and peace. You don't try to decode her silence. You focus on upholding your own mission and values. You welcome her return if she comes back with clarity, but you never compromise your dignity in the interim. The man who doesn't chase, who remains unshakable in his centered masculinity, is the one she will either return to or deeply regret losing. If this insight, that her silence might be a sign of her own fear, not your failure, has landed with you, I encourage you to cement this lesson.